Chat. It is time, once again, for us to do all the silly things, because why the hell wouldn't we? How is everyone feeling out there on this darkest, dankest of evenings? Everyone doing okay? Everyone prepared for general stupidity? Because if you're not prepared for general stupidity, you're in the wrong place. Go away, put yourself into a silly mood, and then come back. It's very important. You've got to get in the zone for this sort of stuff. It's really, really important. So, let's begin to make all of the plays and all of that good stuff. Let's see if we've got anything... Oh. Well. Yes. Sure. I'm not quite sure why that is the case. Hopefully that will not remain the case. Yes, I think we need maybe a little bit more than just just one Crusader on offer here. So let's see if we've got what sort of ridiculousness and silliness we can do today, just for fun. I think I want to send out the Maximum Repulse Party again because it really amuses me. Probably send it out maybe with an occultist or a Vestal this time, but our Vestals have begun outnumbering. Or out-leveling, I should say, our poor men-at-arms, so that's not really going to be on the table anytime soon. We could do the we could do a 4 occultist run, but we would need to get 1 extra occultist before we went ahead with such an undertaking. Someone has come to the conclusion that Zera and all related characters must die. I thought you all loved Zera. What happened, chat? Did you all have a falling out or something? Something silly like that? Did it just not go very well? You gotta give me some ideas here, man. We gotta sort out whatever petty squabbles it is. We're gonna put the game on hold and we're gonna go full Jerry Springer with this because, well, why the hell not? It'll give us something to do, you know, it'll be fun. But I suppose while we're doing that, we could maybe consider running some indestructible things. We could do, let's see, I have the little list up here, so we can maybe sort these people by level, look down some lobies and see what sort of interesting things we can do. So we do have some potential between lepers, crusaders, and all of that stuff. So let's see what there is. I know we have a low-level Arblast, or I think they were level 1, level 2, somewhere. Where are you? Oh no, it's level 3. Really? Really? You are all level 3? Everyone wants to be level 3 now. Okay, so I think maybe we're just going to be spamming some straight leveling runs then. Just to try and get everyone up so we can get full access to literally everything, because otherwise we're gonna have some problems. So let's not look at the Arblast heavy builds, because we clearly can't do any of those. But what we can do is we can look. We have a Hellion there. We have Hellions. We have Bounty Hunters. We have Crusaders. We got. Okay, I think there's something we can do. We don't have any low-level Vestals anymore, but we do have low-level Flagellants. So let's see if there's anything really silly based upon this. Or I wonder if chat might have any particularly interesting or fun ideas. What I really want is I want more Highwaymen, because I want to do like all of the shooty pew 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 silliness. Because it seems pretty fun to me. I guess we could maybe try a let's just pop this in here. We'll see what we've got available. We do have a wizened hag to murder. We should probably actually get that out of the way at some point, so we're probably going to want to go, okay, we can go bleed heavy for this. We can upfront a Hellion. I should probably move chat so I can actually see you now. There we go. So we can grab ourselves a Hellion, we can grab ourselves a Flagellant, all of the bleeds, we can get ourselves a Houndmaster in there. And there we go. Pop an occultist in the back there. We can go full on blood for the blood god. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to need to buy some abilities again, because, my god, we always need all of the abilities here. You are not going to be... no. No, that's going to be the build that you need, I think. Maybe I could give him Reclaim, but I much prefer those, even though they give the, ooh, you get minus damage stuff. It's a trade-off I'm willing to accept. So we'd need to grab If It Bleeds. Other than that, I'm kind of happy with that, actually. If It Bleeds, it would be the only thing that we need there. That I'm actually, again, fine with, because we've got Stress Management, all of the bleeds, and we do have the Self-Heal. Target Whistle could be nice, but he would be the only one that would benefit, so it's kind of meh. The Occultist, obviously, we need to get rid of Sacrificial. We can keep a Demon Pull, but I like Weakening Curse. I like Weakening Curse and Abyssal Artillery. They're really useful for clearing out things on them back ranks. So let's sort that out. Although actually what would probably make more sense would be to check what all of these other people have. I think that's actually would be cheaper. Yeah, so actually we could send Zera's husband in his place, at which point we would only have to swap out Hand from the Abyss for Demon Pull. Or I could use Vulnerability Hex, which is also nice because minus dodge. But I think I prefer the pull for that. So let's sort that out a little bit. Give everyone the relevant everything, and then we will go full Blood for the Blood God style and murder everything, and it will be glorious. Let's check. Oh god, we need to upgrade some abilities here. 1, 2, Cry Havoc and Lick, because of course. Probably want to upgrade their armor as well, if I haven't done so already. So we give that the pull. We stack the bleed with that. Do I want to keep Breakthrough, or do I want to get Adrenaline Rush? I do like Adrenaline Rush. 20% damage boost is nice. There's kind of no getting around that. But I do like having Breakthrough in case people get messed up in their order. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. Let's send them over to the blacksmith, see if there's anything that needs doing. Of course there is. Oh, all of our money is going away. We may have to go on another Antiques Roadshow. Or potentially just rush ourselves a bank somehow. Acquire all of those portraits and do that. It's great because you will never run out of money, but that's the dream. The Vintner and the bank. I want, how many blueprints do we have? Just one. Oh, we would have to pick. We would have to pick. Oh, it's terrible. Alright. We're going to do this. Can we do Dysfunctional Family afterwards? Probably. I'll have to see what it is and see if we've got people of the appropriate level. Yes, of course you want bonus bleed skill chance. Yes, you do want that. Actually, we do want that, because he's not going to be our main healer. That's going to be our occultist. Although still having his heals would be nice, but they're kind of it's a secondary role. Alrighty. Okie dokie, so Houndmaster, that's not going to be particularly good. I'm actually okay with what he's got, I think. Yeah, that should be okay. And occultists. We have no occultist trinkets. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Okay, so as a result, what can we give him? Do we have anything that will boost either healing or ranged murder? I'm going to guess the answer is no, and that is because the answer is no. Okay, so instead we'll take care of his stress, because I know the old hags do have some stress damage. Can't really have the healer going absolutely insane. Other than that, I suppose something which minuses bleed chance would actually be beneficial, because that means he's less likely to apply the bleeds to people when he gives them the heal. We do not have anything that does that. God damn it. Does he have the stun? No, he doesn't, because he'd have to be in a low position for that. Position 2, I believe it is. Could just give him lots of extra HP. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea, since he's only got 19. That might be the thing to do, actually. Lower death blow resist does suck, but hopefully he won't get anywhere near death blow because extra HP. Alright, we'll go for it. So we've got bleeds to hit back ranks. We can Iron Swan the hag as well, since she occupies the 2 back ranks. Breakthrough will work there. This is fine. We can punish from rank 2. Absolutely fine. We can bleed and heal. You'd have to hit the cauldron in the boss fight with that, but it would still result in the heal, so that's fine. Redeem, just good and useful anyway. You're in position 3. Hound's Harry can hit, and so can Hound's Rush, so that's both fine. It's a weak bleed, but we can still stack it up. We can have the dog biscuits, because we all know when you give a dog a biscuit, that makes them more violent, as opposed to distracting them and calming them down and being a distraction. Because video game logic or something. And I do enjoy having Weakening Curse. Minus 30% damage from a boss. That's so good. You just spam it. Spam, 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 spam. Then they never do any damage. It's great. Alright, stock up on all of the necessaries. Because, of course, otherwise we're going to die horribly. Wield, what do you have inside you? I can't really remember. I don't recall there being any poisons. I know there's bandits, so there will be bleeds. I think you require holy water for something. I'm pretty sure there's no venomous things. Take some medicinal herbs anyway, but I think that should be fine. Failing that, who really cares? Everything can be a disaster. That is what will make it so amusing. Yes, chat, it is a rage biscuit. The biscuit that you give to the dog is a rage biscuit. It absolutely triggers the ever-loving fuck out of the hound, who then just goes psycho and murders everyone. It's really kind of weird. I wonder which room the boss could possibly be in. Yadoi. Game design. Is a long-ass way, though, so... Odds of us being murdered on the way? Potentially. Odds of us running out of torches on the way? Also potentially. Ah, perfect, we have all of the doges. This is going to be great. We're going to make them all bleed. It is true, chat, there are characters who are not being touched because they're just too damn old. When they're 3, I mean, come on, it's just... You gotta get them while they're young in this game, that's what it's all about. Unleash the glorious AoE. There we go. That's what you need. Stack all of the bleeds, it'll be great. This is kind of what makes it so damn effective against ye olde hag. Stack bleeds, because she's got multiple turns during your round. So that's good, because it means that the bleed ends up proccing, because it comes at the beginning of any action that your opponent wants to take. It's a very important strategy to keep in mind. Not only in this game, but in any game. If there's something in a turn-based game that has more turns than you, if you can stack a dot, or anything that procs when they start their action, it's a really, really good way of killing them. It's very effective.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I think they're both going to bleed. They are, they're both going to bleed to death. They also have weak-ass bleeds, so who cares?
Fiend falls. A faint hope blossoms.
Can you kill it with a weakening curse? Nearly. Nearly. Just go away, Doge. No one wants you.
Destroy them all.
And thus we march ever onwards to what will hopefully be an amazing death. We didn't bring anti-venom. Knew I should have brought anti-venom. I think the thing which I'm rapidly learning from in this game is whatever I think is the right thing to do, just always do the opposite. Because then we might actually enjoy some degree of success.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Are there people in chat who don't know all about the rake? I'm disappointed. How can you not know all about the rake culture? And how we need to begin teaching abominations not to rake? Because abominations are the cause and source of rake culture. Do we want to go for double nuke heal? Yeah, let's do it. You can take a little reduce of damage, it's fine. It's only minus 1/3. I mean, it's just... we can deal with that, right? It's not the end of the world, yeah? Maybe.
Another one falls.
Give them all of the murder. Ideally the thing that causes the blight, because screw blight. You just got nibbled by a lava. Ferocious.
Be gone, fiend.
It's quite amazing how just being gently nibbled upon is like the most psychologically damaging thing that could ever possibly happen to you. Like, have you ever been rasped by a snail? It's just, you're just like, that kind of tickles a little bit. I know that it's trying to eat me, but it's just kind of like, you know, I can't bring myself to be offended by it, really. That was a spectacular failure, and I am very disappointed in... That was an even more spectacular failure, and I am especially disappointed in you for that. Apparently dogs are just really hard to hit for some reason. Chat, you are a perpetual source of disappointment to me in this game. Sometimes you do alright, but other times it's just... I mean, come on, just get your shit together, guys and girls. What's wrong with you? They're only dogs, punch them in the face. It's not that difficult.
Unforgiving.
They are very... dodging doges. Because I'm very easily amused, I would find it especially amusing if in this game, whenever you dodged, whenever one of these dogs dodged an attack, it didn't say dodge, it just popped up with doge. It's like, yeah, you just got doged, fool. Deal with it. That would please me. But then I am someone who is very easily pleased like that.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Probably try and do some healing at some point soon. It's okay, there's no massive stress yet. Yet.
Watch your step.
Sweet. Loot. There's only 3 more rooms until we camp. What could possibly go wrong between there and now? Apart from our Hellion going absolutely insane. But you know, if that's the worst thing that happens today, then I think it's been a pretty good day. Yes, please, keep murdering the person who has an amazing heal when they lose half of their HP. Just go for it. Go nuts. Because I'm sure that'll work out really, really well for you as a strategy. Could just break through and murder them all. They're not going to bleed out, and I kind of want them to. I want the people who do the stress gone. Because, you know, they do annoying things like that. Again, another piece of advice that will serve you very, very well whenever it comes to video games. If there is a choice between murdering warriors versus spellcasters, kill the spellcasters first. because they are just the worst. One of life's lessons from World of Warcraft: if it has a mana bar, prioritize killing it, because it'll probably be a giant dick. Video games have taught me so very much over the years. It's almost sad, but almost a thing of beauty. There we go, that guy will bleed out now. Hopefully we can now get a strong enough hack that that guy will as well. Perfect. Okay. Knowing my luck, this is going to be a until you camp buff. Oh no, it actually just sorted out the psychological problems. Cool. Oh look, it's the most intimidating of enemies who shall nibble you, and for some reason it will cause you great emotional upset.
Executed with impunity.
Give them some bleeds, and then we can just murder that one with a single swing, hopefully. He'll bleed out, it'll be fine. See, truly the most intimidating and vicious of enemies. How could anyone not receive vast amounts of psychological damage from being attacked by such creatures? I do enjoy crests. I will take that over the stun stone. The stun stone is kind of meh. So, we'll go with that. Marching ever so swiftly onwards, no doubt into a trap, which we are going to fail at disarming because reasons. Or, you know, we can succeed. This is why it's great being a pessimist. You will forever find yourself being pleasantly surprised. It's great. You get to camp up in this room as well, so that's going to be nice. I think, I should have checked before going in that our dog had the, guard dog camping ability, because it's great. We shall feast, because we can. And no doubt chat will get hungry the square before the thing. Yes. We will do that. Because screw nighttime raids. They are terrible. Not really worth it. We have very... Yes, you can make yourself more stressed. Actually, that will probably be okay, because he is a DPS at this point, so... Of course you want to have 8% extra crit, because crit is amazing. You might want to look at maybe trying to de-stress our Hellion a little bit. Might actually be worth just stressing up the dude. Stressing up our Flagellant so he's got extra damage. Let's go with that. We'll stress him up a little bit. He can gain his bonus... What was it? Crit chance and speed, I think it was. At the loss of dodge. It's fine, you don't need to dodge, we just need you to murder. Give the Hellion a pep talk. There you go. Make it feel better. To get a bit less stressed when... same thing for... Healer as well. There we go. 15% less stress, hopefully, for when they hit the hag. You know, when they get, all of the body parts of their allies and things like that strewn across them, they will find it mildly less stressful, which is great. So we're going to get to the end of this dungeon and commit vast... Oh. Oh, we're going to have this fight. This is going to be fine. It should be fairly easy. We should be able to clear this. Hopefully with no... I say hopefully with no problems, and then the dog just goes ahead and misses, because of course it does. 2 down, 2 to go. It is true, chat, I will not notice naked, attractive people in front of me when I'm theory crafting. All of my focus has to go into working out all of the stupid, and how we can make the stupid even more stupid. It's very important to me. Ugh, of course you're not going to bleed out quite. That might do enough damage to maybe bleed him out. Or, of course, it won't. He literally just had to do, like, 2 damage. I'm just... My perpetual disappointment in chat is still there. Would I notice an attractive burrito? Yes. That I would notice if it was in front of me. Do I want to nuke heal him, or do I just want to rely on the heal of the flagellant? I kind of want to bleed that because of the prop. Let's go with that.
Passion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Okay, you literally only need to do 2 damage to it. There you go. Great.
Success. So
Let us now go and commit a horrendous act of not only what I would assume would be video game-based misogyny, but also perhaps video game-based fat-shaming or something. Maybe, there you go, see? You can't even hit something that fat. There you go. The fat-shaming is rolling. Perfect. Not only can we enjoy video games, but we can also be just terrible, awful human beings at the same time. Because, you know, that's how it's going to be portrayed, so... I kind of reach that point where it's like, well, people are going to say this anyway, so why don't you just embrace it, have fun with it, enjoy it. We could probably actually ignore that guy, maybe. I don't like ignoring him, but, I mean, she's taking just so goddamn much damage and he's only losing 2 HP a time. I think we should just swipe at it once. We can probably knock it over with a Hellion. There you go. But now all of our positions are messed up. Thanks, occultist. You've just screwed everything. Why would you do that?
devastating blow.
You'd start moving your back some. Just get back. You're not helping anyone standing at the front. Oh. She's cooking the Doge. Whoever would have known that the wizened old hag was actually secretly Korean? Yeah, I went there, chat. What of it? Now, ignore Cauldron, murder, horrible person. Like, you're trying to cook a dog. And I'm not on board with that.
Victory.
Didn't even need to use a dog biscuit. We can get rid of some of the consumable stuff. Just to fill out our trinkets. Alright, extra accuracy. That's kind of a... Oh, God. Of course you became bloodthirsty. Of course, anything that results in people interacting with curios when I don't want them to.
Irritant. The sum
Just that.
of sanguine
Every time. Every goddamn time. Go and deal with your... Just deal with it. Just get rid of it. I don't want it. I don't want anything that's going to result in people touching things. Yes, that's another one. Plutomania, of course, that's another thing we have to... Necromania, just... Every single one of these traits is just awful. Absolutely awful. You can go whip yourself, Jewel Star. There you go. Pretty sure you'll enjoy that. You'll find it a very relaxing experience, so I'm told. I don't think we really need any of those. Unless... Oh no, we do have two lepers. I was thinking we could do multiple leper things, but yeah, we do. We can do multiple leper things. Okay. We wished to do a dysfunctional family run, and I do believe we can actually do that. So let's see. Grab yourselves a leper. A cultist for the back ranks. We can send out the drunk, I suppose. Although I'd rather actually, I suppose, just send... well, who's got the better abilities for that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to send them off to earn abilities no matter what, so... who cares? Jester needs to sit in position 2 for some reason. Not really sure why I would want to put a Jester there, but apparently I do. Yes, this is a very dysfunctional family. We will send them to a place, and they will be dysfunctional and kill things, and it will be great. That's a nice abomination lock. Damage and speed? I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, it gives crests. I don't really want crests. I wish for all of the other things and the stuff. We'll go with it just because I want it, because abominations, they're awesome, and I wish to get more war gear for them, because it'll be great. Okay, let's see if we need to change any abilities. We probably want to get Purge on that, because I love Purge. This... we can still harvest and slice off. I suppose then it would be... oh god, I don't want to use Dirk Stab or Finale, really, because that'll just mess things up because of the positioning. Okay, we've got Poison Darts, that's great. Don't really want Lunge. Pick to the Face is great. Probably Thrown Dagger. And you need to learn Abyssal Artillery. You can stick with Vulnerability Hex, sure, why not? Minus Dodge is great. Okay, so you needed Thrown Dagger. So... let's actually try and pay attention to the person that we need. So, Pickaxe, Thrown Dagger, Poison, Toxic Trickery, that's fine. That works for position 3. Who was... all the other people. Okay. Definitely need you to level up. Want Purge, because Purge is great. Solemnity needs to level up, because it's also great. You don't actually, I think, need to learn anything. Yeah, I guess we can still solo Finale, because solo will give 2 rounds of bonus 50 damage, so that would actually give you the best buff if I wanted to use that, which I probably don't. And our ever lovely drunken occultist. You definitely need Abyssal Artillery. I think I might also just give him the pull as well, because I like the pull. But we're kind of low on cash. We need to do a more... we need to do a run with an Antiquarian at some point. Try and get some extra money. Or maybe we just actually build the bank at some point, and then we will never run out of it. That would be great. Let me put chat up so I can actually see it again. Alright. Let's do the things. Yeah, I'll give you the bonus healing received. Sure, why not? There's no downsides to it. Torch is never going to go that low, so kind of meh, but plus the death blow resist is still nice anyway, so hey, why the hell not? That's awesome, so we'll do that. And the occultist still lacking in specific war gear. We will give you that, and minus stress, so 30% extra healing skills, plus 10% stress, not the end of the world. Should be able to handle that. It's only going to be a... oh, it's a long run. It's a long run, chat. Oh dear. I think we're going to be okay, though. Maybe. 2 lots of firewood. We're going to need a lot of food. Like, a lot of food. Because I know how hungry chat gets. We're in the ruins, so of course we need holy water. We're probably going to actually need 2 stacks of food and torches. We'll go with it. So we will need to bring the holy water. We do have to bring the herbs because there will be things. For that, we will need to... No, we had a couple of keys. Ruins. What do we got in there? Skeletons. People who do psychological damage. Do they leave debuffs? Yes, I'm pretty sure they do, so maybe we should take some laudanum. Or we just go in as we are, accept whatever debuffs we get, and just go for the murder. Might not be the end of the world. Kind of need to, like, not spend a huge amount of money, and hopefully we will succeed at this. So, we'll go with that. It's gonna be long. But hopefully we will win.
Pace out the halls of your lineage.
Wow.
Familiar. Now.
Weren't kidding when they said that this one was a long one. And it's really annoying. We're going to have to do actually a shit ton of backtracking to do this. Oy.
Glittering gold, trinkets and
Unless... Hang on, how many is it?
blood.
18. So we might be able to get away with just not doing those 3 if we go back and we do this one. We might then be able to get away with just going along and doing that and ignoring those 3. Maybe the dream will be real. That will result in the least amount of backtracking.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Because for some reason, chat seems to get disproportionately hungry when they do a load of backtracking as opposed to when they're going forward into the whatever unknown horror is in front of them, for some reason. Things that I don't really understand, but apparently that's just how the game works, because reasons. And other things. I think we just need to pickaxe people. Pickaxing is very effective. Let's hit them both. She should bleed. Of course you resist the bleed. Of course you do. All you had to do was bleed once. Ugh. Come on, chat. How can you get bored and hungry, chat? There's so... Look, there's so much stuff going on. We're in a battle at the moment. Do you feel like you need to have some sort of battle Chat, I'm disappointed. Just perpetually.
As the fiend falls.
But how can you be bored? Do you need some more suitable battle music going on for you? Would that help? Can I interest you in maybe something a little bit better? How about this? Will this make you feel better? Do you feel like we're in a more suitable battle environment now? How much nostalgia is everyone getting at the moment? Are you enjoying the nostalgia there? Ah, I should have queued up the victory as well. These should be queued up because why wouldn't you? There we go. There you go. We won. We won at the game of everything. I really should just create some sort of soundtrack to play while I'm gaming. That was not the Tomb Raider music. If you think that was the Tomb Raider music, I suggest you go back and play Tomb Raider, because that piece of music wasn't in it.
Is struck. A blazing star is born.
The problem is, sticking any sort of music like that in it, it inevitably leads to copyright problems, because of course it does. Although I don't know, we did not get shut down when we used the battle theme music from Dawn of War, and we went full Deus Vult and everything. That was a beautiful, beautiful time. If I wanted to make people really nostalgia hard, I'd have to sort of see if I can maybe find one other piece of music, although I fear that a lot of people wouldn't know where it was from. And I don't happen to have it immediately to hand, which means I'd have to find it. Ugh, someone loves Dark Souls. Kids these days, they don't even know about the Demon Souls. You don't even know, man. You weren't even there. You arrived to the party late.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the affair.
Ugh. Touch the corpse. Sure, there's nothing else for you to do. I actually really liked Demon Souls, thinking back about it. Played it way back on when I actually had a console. Actually had a PlayStation 3. It's crazy. Played Demon Souls, loved it. Never played Dark Souls. I think once was enough for me. It was just like, yeah, I played it once. Do I really want to basically play the same game again? Not really. But who knows, maybe I should do it. Maybe chat will enjoy it. I have heard that the Dark Souls is apparently all the rage and super popular. Even though no one seems to have heard of Demon Souls, which was the progenitor of it. And was awesome. Seems kind of weird that Dark Souls was the one that ended up getting all of the attention and all the spotlight and everything. I suppose because it went to PC and Demon Souls didn't, you'd have to emulate Demon Souls in order to get that on PC. So I suppose that's kind of why that one didn't pick up as much. It's a shame, because it was actually a really, really good game. I know there's an extra room, but I'm not going to go back, because that will be more backtracking than going forward, up there, and then across too. That will result in less backtracking than this, and we'll actually be achieving more towards the goal of what we've got to do. See, I am thinking. We're being strategic about it this time, chat. I'm not going to fall into the same trap which I fell into before, letting my loot horse senses get the better of me, and then that was it. Because we can't be having that. My loot horse sense screwed me over once before. I shall not be screwed over by it again.
Destroyed.
People wish for me to play the Dark Souls on a weekend and get drunk whenever I die. I don't know, I think because I've played Demon Souls, and I remember how horrendous that was, I might be a little more aware than a lot of people who went in first with Dark Souls and were like, oh my god, this is so crazy, I've never played anything like it. So maybe that would be a little bit of a buffer against too much immediate and god-awful failure. Though, speaking of things which I really want to play, there is that new thing which I believe came out, was it today or yesterday? Hellblade. That looks really amazing, and it's from the same people who made Heavenly Sword, which was one of my favourite slashy murder games on the PS3, and it was so beautiful. Just the environments, the character designs were absolutely gorgeous in that game. And then they ruined it by making a film of it, which was terrible, and it was it was a similar story, but like worse. Because instead of your protagonist being like, oh, you are the chosen one from the legend, it was just some random guy, and she was like, oh, I'm supposed to bring you this sword because, you know, you're the thing. As opposed to how the game was. And they totally changed all the environments as well. They made all of the evil guys do stereotypical, stupid evil guy stuff, like living in desolate wastelands surrounded by lava, as opposed to, you know, actually how they would do things and live in the environments. You know, these really nice, beautiful looking buildings surrounded by jungles and shit, because that's what the land was like. But, yeah, I want that game. Really bad. Gotta get me some of that. Get me some of that Hellblade. I was just looking through the trailers and everything, and they've got the binaural audio or bi something or other audio where it shifts from like one headphone to the other for all of the crazy, insane voices that the protagonist is hearing. It's great. And again, they do a lot of that other stuff as well, which I also really liked from Heavenly Sword, where they have a lot of the protagonists doing like 2-camera stuff, which I think adds a whole lot of depth. It really drags you in and invests you in that story. That was actually one of the really cool things which I liked about Heavenly Sword. I know I've spoken about it before, but that's because it was a damn good game. Where spoilers, you know, for a game which is, what, like 10 years old or something now? Your protagonist, I think it's been so long since I played it, I can't even remember her name. I think it was Noriko or something like that. Is basically sort of makes a pact with a sword unknowingly when she wields it to take over or to destroy an evil warlord. And part of the curse is that the sword actually like directs your actions a little bit. It kind of like corrupts you and takes you over. And then the sort of little bit which you get at the end of the game where you're fighting big bad evil boss guy was basically she actually dies beforehand because the sword actually like finally sort of takes her soul. It's like, yeah, you're done now, and like drains the soul because in between all the chapters you see her in like this sort of weird dream heaven paradise kind of environment, and she'll just talk about like what's going on, like sort of things in the head. But apparently what that actually is a representation of where she goes after she dies. And so before that final boss fight, she actually again does that little bit of narration, but it turns to the camera and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not dying. You have no right. Send me back. And that's I really liked that, because it was kind of like it's basically just sort of saying, yeah, you as the player are actually the soul of the sword, because you are actually controlling her movements. Because you're playing the game, you're actually controlling what she's doing. But it's kind of like, yeah, you're not the actual protagonist here. You're kind of like, you're the spirit of the sword, and you're, you know, you're manipulating someone for your own end and all of that stuff, which I thought was really cool. How they did that. They added that in. It's a nice little touch. And it was kind of like, it was weird because it wasn't like it was kind of a fourth wall break, but not in the sort of self-aware kind of ways that some other things do, where they're like, oh yeah, we know it's a video game, fourth wall break. It was a bit more clever. Because it's, yes, we're going to break the fourth wall, but we're still going to have you, like, but we're going to use that fourth wall break to still keep you immersed. It's a really interesting way of doing it.
A death by inches.
See, now, chat, we're going to give in to our loot whore sense and go back to this room, you see? Look at all of the stuff that we've achieved on the way here. We've cleared out some rooms, we've looted some extra stuff, we've talked about some classically awesome games, which were cool.
Now it must be carried home.
And now we're going to go and indulge in all of the loot and have another crisis of everything when we realise that we can't actually take all of the loot that we wish to carry. So, yeah, we've got that little dilemma to look forward to as well. See, it's non-stop interesting shit going on here. And then Mithrin just missed. Because reasons. Perpetually disappointment, chat. See, chat, I don't care if Hellblade is a bit of a walking simulator. Because I don't mind those. See, it's so weird, it's like people are like, oh... But the thing is, it's not a walking simulator, because a walking simulator is just walking and looking at things. If the game has combat, then it's kind of not really a walking simulator anymore, because you're doing things other than walking. I mean, by that logic, you might as well say Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons was a walking simulator, because you spend a lot of your time walking and solving the odd puzzle. There's no actual, like, really direct combat in that game. There's a couple of instances of kind of not quite combat, but is that game a walking simulator? No, it isn't. So the idea of calling something that actually has combat a walking simulator is just... I find that to be completely stupid. And I have no problem with games that send you through a really sort of in-depth... sort of an in-depth story done through a more sort of cinematic way. I have no problem with that. If there is a little bit of gameplay beyond press W to win, then I'm fine with that. It's like I really enjoyed... Oh no, we need to go to the one down there. Like I really enjoyed the Talus Principle. Now, the Talus Principle is just... It's a puzzle game. Fundamentally, it's a 3D platforming game involving some interesting, like, lasers and jamming electronic gates open so you can walk through them and all that sort of stuff. It's a puzzle game like that. But it's, is that a walking simulator because you spend a lot of your time walking, there's no actual combat? No, it isn't. It's a puzzle game. But it also tells you a very interesting narrative story through little snippets of information that come by every so often, so... like games like that. Exactly, chat. This is a walking simulator by that same logic. We're doing a lot more walking than we are fighting or anything like that, so is this a walking simulator? I mean, we're not pressing W to win, we're pressing D to win, but... I just find the term walking simulator these days is more just like a snarl word that people use for it's like, something that I didn't like because it didn't appeal to my sense of how much action I thought a game should have. You want there to be an actual game called Walking Simulator, and it's just walking in the park. Josh, you're continuing to be cancer. This is why you're dead. Just so you're aware of that. Saying things like that is why you're dead. But, the thing is that even if there are things like walking simulators, I mean, why the hell not? There's a market for them, people do want them. I mean, look at things like Dear Esther. Still sold, people still bought it. Because some people actually just like that kind of experience. There's nothing wrong with that. I like how I've not even bothered camping once on this, because we haven't actually felt any particular, like, threat or anything like that so far, so yeah, I think those are just gonna go away now, maybe? I'm pretty sure these should be the last 3 that we need. That's the hope, anyway. Alright, let's make the murder. It's true, chat, we didn't need food and camping. I was over-prepared. Like, very over-prepared, apparently. And that's really weird, chat. Like, throughout this entire dungeon, this is a long dungeon, you haven't needed to eat. Or you've barely needed to eat. Remember last time where you walked backwards, like, 3 corridors or 4 corridors, and you were like, oh, we need 2 meals to get through this one. On our multiple Plague Doctor run. It's like, there's a bit of a discrepancy here in your diet, chat. I think some of you are just more greedy than others. Give him the pickaxe. Pickaxe to the face. Very effective. Should probably start trying to heal some people, I guess. We should probably work on clearing some corpses. Although, admittedly, we could just purge. But then our Jester won't have anything to hit. Because, you know, they're never going to. Wow, there is a massive red box in the middle of chat. Why is there a massive red box in the middle of chat? Oh, now our Jester's gonna have to pass and get psychologically damaged because... Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on, no, that's a super chat. Hang on, chat, we have to do the thing that we always do when a super chat pops up. We've gotta milk it and give the person all of the attention that they want, because why not? Hey Teal, here's some of my thanks for waking me back up to the world. I would give you more if it weren't for how shit YouTube is going, but they can choke on their cut of super chats. Keep up the good work. There you go, you have been attended to. I'll be intrigued. Wake you back up to the world. How... my god, I wish... I want that to be in relation to this channel. Not in regards to the main channel. If that was in regards to this channel, that would be so much more hilarious. Just like, you playing video games really woke me up. Or if it was in reference to the current conversation about walking simulators. That would be great. It's like, yeah, your chat about walking simulators, that really woke me up to the world. I was falling down the rabbit hole of thinking, no, walking simulators are terrible, and misapplying the label to other games that were outside of that genre. You have woken me up, you've saved me. That would amuse me greatly if that was the case. I'm gonna pretend that that was the case because it's funny. Some could say he was woke. Actually, that's an interesting... Okay, we're gonna do an interesting little language meh here. About, you know, about woke and being awake and waking up and things like that. So, you know how, I find it, first of all, I find it really interesting that, you know, people always refer to, like, their side and what they believe in as being the awake side, you know, the woke side and all of that sort of stuff. You know, when you get someone who goes from, say, the sock just side of things to the non-sock just side of things, are they actually waking up? Because, you know, the sock just side is woke, but, you know, the red pill side has woken from the slumber. You know, they're not woke, but they are awake. So, which way is it? How exactly how does this work, precisely? Who is the true awake and the true woke? It just really interests me, the choice of language there. And it's always really interesting. What I also find really interesting, actually speaking while I've got this topic here, because, let's be honest, these video game streams are only fun while they're only good for watching me theory craft stupid things and fail horrendously. Other than that, they're just a great opportunity to get me derailed into talking all about all manner of other completely unrelated things. So we're going to do that. So, when it comes to, like, the use of language, it's very interesting how it changes, like, from perspective to perspective. As I said, you know, you get the people who, oh, you know, we're on the social justice side of things, we're woke, because we know how the world really works. Then you get the red pill side, it's like, well, I have woken from the machine, I have unplugged myself, I am awake. It's basically the same thing. It's always, my side is the one that's awake, your side is the one which isn't. And I've actually got a thing coming up which I want to do on the main channel about... I actually sort of mentioned it on Minds earlier today about the inevitability of echo chambers, because of sort of how they form. And ultimately, it's mostly down to how things like selected service happens on things like YouTube and Minds and Twitter and even things like Facebook, even things like... Oh, of course we've got to walk all the way back round. Of course we do. Of course, we should have gone up there. That was a mistake. Okay, which one's going to be shorter? From there, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's going to be basically the same. Going down there will give us more flexibility. Bugger. Anyway. So, when I was sort of considering doing that, you know, talking about like how all of these services, they I don't want to call it pandering, because it's not pandering. It's ultimately doing efficient marketing. You know, you are sending information about... Well, ultimately it's just information, even on things like Amazon where you're sending products. You're sending information about those products. You're using... it's sort of a targeted way of doing things. Because we can build very, very comprehensive profiles on people just from even a few posts and even a few things that they buy. So that's kind of how that sort of stuff works. It's taking enough aggregate data from a large enough sample size that you can build general personality profiles of interest and things like that. So, as a result of that, all of these services feed you information that they kind of know that you're going to want based on your actions and interests that you've already gone through. So, in that sense, every single website that you go to that operates something along those lines is going to create some manner of echo chamber for you. Because it's going to only really be feeding you stuff that you probably only want. And we've had articles and studies which have come out sort of in the last year or two, which have kind of confirmed this, that no matter where you go, even no matter how much you try to say, oh, I'm really open-minded, I look at all of the things that disagree with me and and all of that sort of stuff, the reality is that you're probably not seeing, you know, like 80 and 90% of the stuff that you're seeing is still going to be stuff that's in agreement with your position anyway, or in agreement with things that you want or you like anyway, just by virtue of how these analytical things work. Even if you actively seek out stuff which disagrees with you, then that's still going to be kind of a minority of things. You know, you're not going to have, you know, if YouTube recommends you, say, 20 YouTube channels that are similar to what you want, but you go and actively seek out, as you say, you might only find 2, 3, 4 sorts of things, and on, you know, unless you keep on top of that until you eventually gone through basically everything within both circles, so you know what your... So you sort of know what your opposition should be that you want to expose yourself to, and so on and so forth. But most people aren't going to bother doing that. So everyone kind of ends up in sort of a sort of pseudo-echo chamber anyway, where they're only really surrounded by things that they like, and that's starting to cause a lot of problems. But what interests me most is about the term echo chamber and how people use it. Because what I've noticed now is the term echo chamber has basically just kind of devolved into being a bit of a slur, which people use, and it basically just means, you know, it basically just has come to mean, I don't like this person, and so I wish to impugn some, or imply some sort of level of intentional ignorance or stupidity upon them. It's like, oh, that person's in an echo chamber, you know, by assertion, you know, by linking to that, it's like, oh, I'm so enlightened by comparison because I pay attention to things outside of people who agree with me and But the reality is, if you're on something like, you know, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and things like that, you're not. The people who are going to be gathering around you are people who are interested in what you've got to say anyway. You're not going to have 100% agreement with all of them, because of course you won't. But it's still going to be people who mostly are in agreement with what you're saying anyway, because those are going to be the kind of people who follow you and actually bother to go off of whichever main platform you're on to follow you to other ones anyway. So you're all going to be living in a kind of an echo chamber anyway. And what I mean by sort of people just using it as a slur is, if you notice, you get like two people who say disagree with each other on one topic. They go onto YouTube, they do a debate, which is it's not really a debate. It's usually two people talking past each other for a couple of hours and agreeing to disagree, and nothing really actually gets done. But then each one of them will post usually something on one of their social media portals talking about, you know, oh, it was a nice thing, it was you know, it was great, we got to talk about some things, and if there's particular animosity between the two, they might just sort of go to one of their social media portals, and they'll both say the exact same thing. Oh, that person, they're so dumb, I totally fucking wrecked them, and all of their people who have followed them everywhere, because they follow you because they like you, will agree. And then the next sentiment will often be something along the lines of, oh, that other person is just going back to their echo chamber to be jerked off by their fanboys. After I made them look such a fool. But they're both going to be saying the exact same thing. So it's like, this perception of what an echo chamber is seems to just vary according to whether you like someone or not, which is why we get some hilarious shit, which I've seen sort of in the last few days, where you get people actively blocking people on social media, and people saying, yeah, I've been blocked by this person because I offered a dissenting opinion, and then they will, with not even a moment's irony or self-reflection, declare that it's other people living in echo chambers. It's like, what? So you blocking dissenting opinion means you're not in an echo chamber, but someone else who isn't blocking dissenting opinion is living in an echo chamber by virtue of how people gravitate towards each other because they like what they've got to say and things like that. Yeah, it's a thing. That's an interesting one. What's an echo chamber? People coming to similar conclusions, or those who admit they defend people because we are friends? Yeah, which one of those is a worse echo chamber? It's like having a general agreement with a bunch of people who have sought you out because they like what you've got to say, usually because it agrees with them. And also this is the other thing, at what point is it an echo chamber? Because, I've just sort of spoken about, I know I'm supposed to be doing games here, but nah, I'm ranting now, the train is on. So when you get to that sort of state, and then you see someone actively blocking a dissenting opinion, well, clearly they are in more of an echo chamber than someone who doesn't block dissenting opinion, but where there is still a kind of consensus most of the time anyway. There'll always be little disagreements and things like that, and, that's great. Some of the greatest exchanges I've had, even with fans and people I get along with on other things, has been because, they found one thing, it's like, I disagree with you on this, and here is why, and we can have a wonderful conversation about it. That's great. Nothing is ever a total echo chamber. And that then brings up the very interesting question, when exactly is an echo chamber formed? What is the proportion of agreement that someone has to have around them before it becomes an echo chamber, or when it's not? And again, I put that down to simply how much you like the person, or how much, more correctly, someone else hates a person. Because, if someone doesn't like someone else on the internet, and they're like, oh, they're just going back to their echo chamber where everyone agrees with them, yeah, while being in the same thing, it's like, well, how much disagreement does that person have to have with the people who are following them because they like what they have to say, usually because it agrees with them? How much disagreement has to be there before it's not an echo chamber anymore? Because everyone likes to think, oh, all of the people subscribed to me, they're all super enlightened people, just like me. They're all total free thinkers. There's totally not an echo chamber here. We just all happen to agree on the same thing because we all used logic, evidence, and raisins to get there. But the exact same thing which exists over there around the person that I dislike, that's just because they're raging, dick-sucking, autistic-screeching fanboys who totally didn't use all of that logic, evidence, and raisins to just come to a conclusion over there. So it's kind of like you can't win. you just can't. It's so much of that is just a matter of perception because it's being used as some sort of snarl or something like that. That's all it is. It's really rather amusing to me on some levels. Could we take Steve Shives as the ultimate example of an echo chamber and start from there? We could, but again, that's the thing which interests me. Anyone who does use the term echo chamber as a snarl, which these days seems to be most people who use that term, it's, well, what percentage of agreement does there have to be? Why is, say, my fan base more of an echo chamber than your fan base? there's still groups of people who have come around one person because they find what they're doing or saying interesting, and usually there is a fair amount of agreement, because you tend to find that people don't like subscribe to and follow people that they don't like, you know, that they really can't stand on a visceral level. There's really no one that actually does that. There might be one or two, they're just, you know, masochists, I guess, but, you know, that's sort of the point. It's at what point, you know, why is the same phenomenon around someone else an echo chamber, but around you it isn't? Well, the answer is it isn't. It's the same thing. It's just that you don't think it's an echo chamber because you have a superiority complex. You know, you have an ego. You're hubristic. You can't possibly consider of the fact that, you know, people have come to you because you reflect what they want. You know, you're reinforcing their worldview. There will always be minor disagreements every so often. You know, you can't 100% agree with someone else about literally everything, but it's just funny. It's just funny. There you go, it's less the case of percentage and more the case of moderation. Yeah, so if someone is, say, moderating things and blocking dissenting opinions and banning those people, well, surely they're in more of an echo chamber than the person who isn't doing those things. But, you know, some people won't accept that metric, because they'll just say, well, no, all of my people, we're not in an echo chamber. We just ban people because they're stupid. You know, because it's, you know, they don't want to admit that it's, no, you're banning them because they think wrong. They express an opinion and a point of view that you don't like, so you ban them. So it's not that you're, oh, this super enlightened thinker that you'd like to think you are. No, you're banning these people because they're saying something that you don't like. Which means that you are living in more of an echo chamber than people who don't. But, yeah, there you go, it's just a thing. I do believe the train is over. Wonderful. Video game streams, everybody! This is how I do them in the current year. It's unavoidable. I will, in fact, I will attempt to play video games, and then someone will say something in the chat, I will notice you, and it'll be like, right! Now that you've said this, I've had this thing on my mind, and blah! I just vomit all over the mic for the next, like, 10 or 15 minutes. Yes, quite. It's true, Mithrin, you now have to add this stream to the playlist. You do. Maybe you could just, I don't know, cut the audio out or something, I don't know. Probably not, though. I'm going to make a video about that on the main channel in the coming days, so you won't have to do that. Like, can echo chambers be avoided? No. No, they can't. Not in the modern day. Or on the internet, no. Because of how all of these services connect customers to things that they want. And make no mistake, that's what people are on social media. You are the currency. You're not paying for it, you are the thing that's being sold. So they want to direct you to content that they know you're going to like, because they have built personality profiles based on millions of data points at this point in time. So so these companies are going to show you stuff that you agree with. You will end up in an echo chamber, a kind of echo chamber, whether you want to or not. As I said, yes, you can seek out opposing points of view and things that you don't like. But when you're not going to do that every single day, and you're not going to be doing it all the time. So therefore, the stuff which these services is shoveling to you on a plate is still going to make up like 70, 80, 90% of the stuff that you see. So you are going to end up in an echo chamber of sorts. It's not one that you've crafted by you blocking things that you don't like or things that you don't want to see, but that's being done on your behalf by someone else. So in that case, you do end up in a pseudo echo chamber. I suppose at this point, you know, the term echo chamber can only really then be applied to people who take that one step further and then do the blocking and the filtering on their own end, as opposed to just on the provider's end. But even that, I think, would be you know, not a very good definition or good way of approaching it or using it. So I don't know. That is ultimately my take on the topic. Just That's it. Another tirade so soon. You see, this chat, you trigger me. This is the problem, chat. You are triggering me to talk about a thing because I said I'm going to make a video about it soon, so I've got all the ideas in my head and I'm writing them all down on the thing. You're getting it out of me. You're needling all of this stuff out of me by just like, if I just give Teal'dir a little hint, it'll set him off and he'll have to talk about it because he finds it really interesting. And he likes talking about things that interest him, so just give him a little nudge. Just, there you go. Hey dear, you want to talk about this thing? Huh? Huh? This topic? Yeah? Yeah? And then it goes. It's true, chat. This is the ultimate echo chamber right here. It's true. It's true. You're all here because you want to be here, because you enjoy the content that I make. You enjoy consuming all of that media that I put out there. You're not going to agree with everything 100%, but you enjoy it. And that's the reason why this thing was either recommended to you on some sort of algorithm or you followed it off of my main channels. You didn't have to, but you did anyway because you wanted to, because it's more of the thing that you like. It is. Kind of, after a fashion. But it's still not a thing. Why don't I theory craft about killing chat? Yes, let's get back to the reason why we're here. Murdering chat horribly. We need more falconers. Because of course we do. We don't have enough falconers. Custom workshop classes. We need more of them because they are fun. Okay. So we have... Ooh, we could do... You know what, chat? Because of all of the shit about Echo... Oh, we can't do that, because we don't have enough. We don't have enough Crusaders. We need one more, like, high-level Crusader, and then we could have done it. We could have run a party, which, is, again, the other thing which people really like to throw at each other, that snarl word, where someone just says, I've noticed that this is a thing, maybe, and then someone always says it. You're holier than thou, because you dared to say something and talk about a topic that I don't like you talking about. So I'm going to assert that this is you talking down to people somehow, and that means you're wrong. Because reasons. And then it gets even funnier later on when people even go so far as to say, is he wrong? Well, no. Is he factually wrong? No. But I don't like him, so yeah. It's so funny. It's basically just, he's not wrong, but he's not right because I don't like him. Really? You're not beyond that. We're gonna send you somewhere else. You go and get some grain sacks or something. Actually, we could do the Necromancer. Let's do that. And we're going to use the, what is it? No. That guy there. Leper and a Vestal. I think this is a party, if I remember correctly. This is not a party? I swear that was. Hang on. Oh no, it's the order is wrong. Because, you know, the order really matters. There we go, we can send the Last Supper party about it. There are many others that we could do. We could send the Inquisition. We can send the Inquisition. Wait. Where are our Plague Doctors? We can actually send the Inquisition. I wish to send an Inquisition. Because that will please me greatly. This is so very thematic. I enjoy it. Last time we did the Necromancer, we sent the Deus Vault party. We sent 4 Crusaders, but now we can send the Inquisition. And we can ensure that these Crusaders get an even higher level, so that we can never do a Deus Vault party again. It is true, chat. I'm not wrong, but I'm irrelevant because tone policing, and I know I'm so boring, and I just talk about stuff that's not interesting and stuff people can't understand, so clearly I'm wrong. It's just... How could I not think of... Chat, you are so helpful. See, this is great. See, chat, this is what I mean. We do have our little... It's not total disagreement, but we do have the odd little thing, and we learn. We become better as people together, so there we go, chat. Something I didn't even consider, and you're completely correct. I'm not wrong, but what I'm saying just ain't right, because... reasons. Anyway. So we're going to send the Inquisition against the Necromancer, because that is suitably thematic. And I do enjoy being thematic, if nothing else. I don't think it quite warrants the full-on crazy 40k background music voice modulation nonsense. Although I wouldn't be adverse to that. Speed 0, oh yes, so good. Ah, we can actually use the bleed skill, although we're going to the ruins where there's probably not going to be very much use for bleed. But it's still good because it's still extra damage and accuracy on melee skills, so that's nice. See if there's anything for blight. Come on, blight. That's blight resist. Ah, blight skill chance. Yep, that's what we need. And Vestal, you require things that make you good at healing, because that's your job. You are the support. And I think we can also give you plus 15% healing on top of that, so we've got much healing. Many heals, but not very much damage. Know your place, woman. Stand at the back and heal everyone. That's the job that women have when it comes to video games, right? Because sexism, patriarchy, stereotypes, which requires people to ignore the fact that there are females in this game who do all of the damage, like the Plague Doctor and the Arbalast and all of that sort of stuff. But shh, don't tell people about that. Shh, nobody tell Anita. She might get upset. Do we want Inspiring Cry? Or do we want Zealous Accusation? Probably Zealous Accusation, actually. I think we might actually need more clear for this. We'll go in with one with Zealous Accusation. I suppose we can just keep one with Inspiring Cry for this. I suppose we should keep it for the sake of stress management. We'll go with that, I think. And get Zealous Accusation for Drake. So that you can have that, because we won't need that heal, but I think actually keeping Inspiring Cry for stress management might not be the worst thing in the world. As for you... You will require Noxious Blast and Plague Grenades, absolutely, because they're amazing. Bleed and Emboldening Vapors, which is also great. And this is also fine. Okay. I believe that we have all of the things. All of the things. Yeah, that works. Position 4. That all works for position 3. That's great. Position 2, of course, and position 2, well, it's identical, so yep, they're both fine. Cool. And we have Zealous Vigil and Sanctuary as well, so we've got things to avoid nighttime raids, because of course we do. Great. Oh, look at that. Extra things in position 4 if you're a man-at-arms. It almost makes me want to try the Maximum Riposte Party again. Oh, that's so much fun. So fun. Alright, let's make all of the things happen. All of the plays must be made. It's ruins. We'll do everything. We'll take all of the holy water. We still have enough holy water. Oh, we're fine. We'll take a little bit of everything. Should be okay. Let's roll, chat.
I entertained a delegation of experts overseas, eager to plumb the depths of their knowledge and share with them certain techniques and alchemical processes.
Tumblr is more like the tumor getting cancer. Hang on, chat. Let's not jump to any hasty conclusions about who's got what kind of cancer, chat. Need I remind you?
Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
I'm guessing the necromancer is going to be over there, so... Ah, bollocks. I was not paying attention. I was too busy reading the chat. See, chat, you hurt Sunbro, chat. Sunbro is still a fucking klepto. We should sort that out. God, I wish I brought Holy Lance. I'll give him the smiting. Implying I'm being mean to chat. You know the entire point of these streams is for chat to take part in the game and to get abused along the way, because it's fun. That is the entire purpose of literally everything which we do here. Of course we want to plague the skeletons. And begin nuking all the heals and all that stuff. Of course you want to guard one of their main sources of DPS. Really, Drake? Really, Broseph? Just... cancer. Absolute cancer.
Maintain the offensive.
See, chat? You got it right. I abuse you because you aren't good little disciples. Exactly. I've got an echo chamber to maintain. Remember? Apparently. Somehow. Maybe. Yeah. So there you go. I've got to abuse you, because if I don't, then, you know, we might end up not inside an echo chamber or something. Huh? Yeah? Because, you know, that makes sense. See, it is because you miss all the time, chat. See, you had a chance to be really, really sweet about all of the missing. It could just be like, we just miss you all the time, dear. See, you got to work on getting this... You've got to work on getting this, you know, dick-sucking, cock-riding echo chamber down, chat. You could do so much better. Watch Sean and Jen cherry pick this soundbite. What, the, I've got an echo chamber to maintain. Chat really getting in on the echo chamber joke. It's funny because it's just so ridiculous.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
It's just such an absurd notion in some ways. But also in some ways it's not entirely wrong, but as we all know, the term is just, it's a snarl word used by people now. It's just, it's not actually reflecting reality. It's just basically, I don't like you, so I'm going to impugn something negative upon you because, you know, fuck you, basically. People who you do not want to have slobbering all over you. Someone whose screen name includes the word bite. Sunbro, we really need to talk about your kleptomania, bro. It's not doing you any good. It is true, chat. The background is moving now. Do you think maybe I should just do this all the time? Just make this the mainstay of the thing, and then I can get billions of subscribers? Being the horrendous leafy impersonator kind of thing, where I just shit-talk anything, using no sorts of sources or particular evidence or indeed any particular reasoning over some video game footage. I basically just call people idiots over and over and over. Huh. I have never seen that thing before. I have literally never seen a Bone Commander before, ever, in this game. Let's kill it. Isn't the you don't prevent an echo chamber similar to the you don't stop users from harassing others you disagree with argument? It implies that you have some level of control over the actions of others that enjoy your content. Yes, that is a similarity that they do share, yes. Because it is ultimately saying that you are responsible for the people who follow you, or the quality of people who follow you or pay attention to you in any particular way. So, yes, there is some degree of similarity there. I'm trying to sort of think through. The thing is, with trying to prevent an echo chamber, that would then imply that you would have some sort of control, or in order to not do that, you would either have to find some way of stopping people from following you who want to follow you, or you would have to have some way of forcing people who don't want to follow you, which obviously you can't do. So, yeah, it's kind of the same thing like that. It's just, you know, it doesn't work. Because either way, it places the responsibility of the actions of other people onto one person who isn't them, which is stupid.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Trying to think through that, actually. It's just a very interesting thing to consider. Can't really do that while focusing on gaming at the same time. But yeah, I think that the two positions do share a lot of similarity in that regard, so yes, if you're trying to make one, then you can't really make the other. Or you can't not make the other. Like, so they kind of go sort of hand in hand with each other like that. I kind of had a thought in my head, but it's just gone. It's so frustrating when that happens. Means I'm going to have to try and retrace my steps mentally. Ugh, God, I hate doing this. No, I think it's gone forever. That's a shame. Probably wasn't anything important anyway.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
I'm really trying to think what that thing was which I had. It was something along the lines of one person then having to take yes, okay, that was it. I got it. Got it back. Got it back. For all my short-term fucking memory problems because of this fucking condition. Doesn't matter, I can still do it. I can still retrace myself and recollect it. Okay, so it was talking about people being forced to take responsibility for the actions of others, and how you just can't do that. It's not a thing. You can't accept the responsibility of the actions of another person unless that person is directly sort of within your control to influence. But of course, if you're someone on like YouTube, you can't do that. You know, you don't have that level of control over someone. Like, it's impossible. You can try to influence it, maybe, but you can't directly control. And what I found very interesting is that recently we have had some people actually taking responsibility for the actions of others. And that's not a thing you can do either. Again, unless they are someone directly under your directly under your control. Not even just under your sphere of influence. They would have to be directly under your control, which they're not. So that's why I find pretty funny when you get people now apologizing, you know, for the harassment that they've received over the internet. Because first of all, you're then saying that yes, it definitely was a thing that happened, but then you're also implicating yourself as somehow being responsible for it, at least in part anyway. Which sort of makes no real sense, because again, you can't control what those other people are doing, so you also can't really go ahead and accept responsibility for them either, and yet we've seen people trying to do that for no other reason than basically trying to, like, appear to be the goody-goody sort of thing. And it's like, oh, look at me, I'm so good, I apologized. Why? You pointed out that someone was wrong. Why would you apologize for pointing out that someone's wrong? Oh, because some other people made that person feel bad. It's, okay, well, you can't accept responsibility for them. You can apologize for your, like, your phrasing or your tone if that caused someone offense. Like, if you really wanted to do that, then you could do that. But trying to take responsibility on behalf of others? No. you can't be doing that, and that's stupid to try. And yet we will see people trying. I wish I had battlefield healing. Okay, let's buy some time so we can try to heal the party up here. They're both going to die now, aren't they? Of course. Ugh. That's annoying.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We can sort this guy's stress problems out anyway. Can we get through one more fight? What are the odds of there being like 4 fights or more between here and there? Slim. So I think we will camp here so we can just get back some HP.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Alright, let's get a Zealous Vigil. Because fuck nighttime ambushes, they are terrible. I should have got the Prey ability on this Vestal. It's so good. It's like, especially when you've got like multiple religious people in your party, they just go fucking batshit insane. I guess we can bless one of our front runners a little bit. Give them some accuracy and some dodge, that's nice. Experimental Vapors could be very useful for a boss fight. Who would we give it to, though? Probably the frontliners again. Alright, let's really stack up the frontliners. They get extra healing and all that good stuff. Do we have anything that costs 1? No. Okay.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Alright.
We require only the strength.
March ever onwards and make all of the things happen. It'll be great. Lay on hands. Oh, please, no. I have so many terrible memories. World of Warcraft, yo, lay on hands. Paladins. Oh, you didn't really kill me. I've got my entire health bar back. Fuck you. This is balanced for PvP. Of course it is. One of the most annoying things after Bubble Hearth. Bubble Hearth was the most... That was the most annoying thing, as Lay on Hands was the second most annoying thing. But when you play an Affliction Warlock in PvP, it doesn't matter. You've survived this long, the dots are just gonna get stronger, so by all means bring yourself back. I will just drain your health and give it to myself again. Oh, joy. Although Bubble Hearth, it used to be really fun, because Warlockery, when you used to be able to cast a Chaos Bolt, it used to go through Divine Shield. Because, well, it was a carryover from Warcraft 3 when demonic powers like that did full damage to everything. So, and they would always pierce, like, holy abilities and all that sort of stuff. So that was pretty fun. Sometimes you got a paladin really, really low on health, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna Bubble Hearth, and you would just, like, roll up a Chaos Bolt, shoot it, it goes straight through the bubble, and they die, and it's like, yep, that doesn't work with me, and then, of course, Blizzard nerfed it, because, oh, well, you know, we can't have that happening. Gotta protect the precious paladins, don't we? Protect the retardins, because they need to just be special. They need even more training wheels. No, they don't. I suppose you can inspire and cry yourself. There you go. 1 HP back. It's gonna be great. We're gonna heal the party using Inspire and Cry, because these guys are gonna die horrendously.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I disagree that was trifling. Really? Really? Really, Shaman Bro? You need to chill out. We're gonna sort that out for you. It's not good. I don't really want you touching that trap in case you fail and you go even more insane. Oh, we do have holy water. Okay, that'll sort you out. There you go. You're now moderately less mad. Now the chat is talking about World of Warcraft. Please don't. WoW is basically just cancer. I mean, it was always cancer, but it's especially cancer now. Ever since someone said in Kata, hey, let's just retcon all of our old stuff and bring back this dead thing that died multiple times.
Sedated.
And then, yeah, Blizzard, everyone's talking about tree forms. Yes, Blizzard removed tree form as far as I remember. Why they would do that, I do not know. But they did. Because they were like, we want to change everything to make things better and more meaningful, by which we mean make it easier for, like, people who have no idea what the fuck is going on. We don't want in-depth talent trees or anything like that. No, we want when you level up for it to mean something, so you gain an ability. So you mean exactly what the old talent trees did at certain points anyway. It's just that you got a lot of other stuff in between it that was usually, yes, percentage-based increments. Chill out, Phoenix. You're ruining the game for everyone. Look how stressed everyone's getting. Confirmed druid? No. I did not play a druid. I had a druid, but I barely used them. No, I basically mained, what was it? It was a warlock was kind of the main thing which I did when I just was feeling like I wanted to PvP, because that was the proper way of doing things. But other than that, it was a priest and a death knight when Wrath came out. Phoenix, you're just awful. Please stop. Because that way between those two characters, because my Death Knight was dual spec'd to both specs were tanking specs, because that's how I roll, and my priest was dual spec'd both for healing as a discipline healer and a holy healer. Because, of course. I was trying to level up a paladin to do both healing and tanking, but I just had got kind of so sick of it by that point, even with like the bonus leveling stuff. I was just like, I don't give a shit. Had a warrior as well who was also a tank, so yeah. As you can tell, I basically revolve my life around healing and tanking whenever I play any sort of games like that. I can't stand DPSing, it feels so goddamn face roll. It's just like stand there and do a rotation, you know, you don't even really have to have any particular awareness of what's going on. And, you know, if you die from standing in the fire, just blame the healer, because, you know, it's totally their fault, right? Let's do all the murder and just get round to actually doing the necromancy. Oh, please! Leave the shaman alone. He didn't do anything to deserve going insane. Alright, let's embolden our other crusaders so we can hopefully get that guy done in one hit. There we go. A righteous blow indeed. That's exactly what we needed. Well, that was lovely. Now you're going to die.
Annihilated.
I kind of want those things.
So too will resistance.
I guess it's a necromancer, so we're not going to need either of those. So we can go from there. We do have some bandages, so let's patch that up as well. And we get in and we get to do the final boss. Hopefully, this should be none too difficult. After all, we have all of the Crusaders. Although we're not going to be able to rely on Holy Lance spam this time, which is what made them so goddamn effective last time, because we could always either smite or give them the... we could always either smite them or give them, or Holy Lance the guy, depending on where he was. It was super effective. That's fine, it's only psychological damage, you can handle it, guys! Ah, you're not gonna die here, you're gonna be fine. This guy loves resisting bleeds. It's very frustrating, if you want the honest. And of course that thing survives with 1 HP, just to piss me off. Try and blight him again, you might actually succeed this time. There we go, that's what we need. Gotta get that blight rolling, it's pretty good. I'm actually starting to think that 4 paladins, or 4 crusaders actually is the appropriate build for taking this thing on. I get a feeling this party might just go a little bit insane by the time we get round to it. See, with the Deus Vault party, we would be spamming Holy Lance on that guy non-stop, and it would be great. And we can't do that here. It actually makes me kind of sad. That's what we need more of. More killing those front dudes with single strikes. Which actually leads me to believe it might be worth actually just spamming Emboldening Vapors on the front 2 guys. rather than trying to blight that thing to death.
Mortality clarified in a single
Wow.
strike.
Okay, that sucks. Blast indeed. Okay, let's go with that strategy. It might just give us enough damage to keep clearing the front people forever.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Let's see if we can actually start clearing some corpses. We need that guy to be in range.
Injury and despondence.
Apparently the Inquisition might not actually be the party of choice in order to do this. There we go. Okay, emboldening vapors is the thing that we need. And we really need to sort out our shaman's stress problem, otherwise he's going to have a fucking heart attack. No one wants to have a heart attack. Bro, you're ruining it for everyone else. You gotta chill out.
Self-preservation is paramount at any cost.
Well, surely that's not a shout which should cause anyone to have any particular problems in this party, because claiming this victory for the church seems completely reasonable when we have 3 religious people in the party. That just actually makes sense. Shaman? Yes, shaman. Our plague doctor is actually a shaman. It's in the name. It's Phoenix Shaman. Who I will occasionally call Shaman, just to confuse everyone. Because it amuses me. Oh, for God's sake. Come on, Drake. Pull your shit together, bro. Okay, we really need someone to have a good effect here. There we go, that's what we needed. Stalwart is the thing that was needed.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
The bell does not toll for you. Bunny is hopeless, apparently. Of course you are. Yay. Okay, more vapors, I think. Yes, more vapors. More damage. Come on, you got 54% extra damage here, bro. We need you to do some clearing. On the plus side, we are actually gaining more HP than we're losing, it seems. So as long as we're able to control the front minions, that does actually eventually mean that our Vestal will be able to begin murdering that Necromancer. More damage! 81% bonus damage! Come on, bro! You gotta be killing things with, like, 1 hit now. I think we need him to be using Smite more than anything else, actually. Oh no! Our shaman had a heart attack.
Facing the abyss.
We really need to sort that out. Okay, I take back what I said about us having more HP than we were losing. Chill out, bro. You're making everything worse for everyone. There we go, that's what we need. More one-swing kills.
Death is patient. It will wait.
Oh god.
Perched at the very precipice of
I don't think we're going to actually win this somehow, chat.
the ground.
Somehow. I think we may have the inferior party combo. I do believe we should have just gone full Deus Vult. Stun the big guy. We just kind of need our shaman to stop relentlessly having heart attacks. That would be great.
A hand's breadth from becoming
Oh, okay, this could go really, really badly. Hey, anyone who was betting that Sunbro was going to die, I think this might have been the time to call that. But no, I think we must flee. The Inquisition was not strong enough to murder the Necromancer. I am disappointed, chat. I am disappointed. I think what we require is to go full Deus Vult on everything. Then we shall have the glorious victory. Because you spam Holy Lance and you win at life. I think our shaman can maybe go get hammered. Oh, you can't? No, you have some sort of problem, do you? Oh, you're enlightened, are you? You're such an enlightened person. Okay. There you go, look, we'll build a cloister just for you. Do you feel special? I certainly hope that you do, because, well, that's it. Quite right, chat, we blame Sunbro. We should blame Sunbro, because it's clearly all his fault. Is he even here today? If he's not, then we're definitely going to do it. If he was here, then we're definitely going to do it. It doesn't really change the outcome whether or not he's here. It's definitely Sunbro's fault. I think we require more DPS and more heals for that. We could send the Death Watch against it. They tend to just murder everything. I think one strategy which would really keep them down would be multiple highwaymen. Just a pair of them. Just constantly doing that point-blank shot ability that they do. I think that would be a way of going about it. Because you would never end up with things at the front. Ever. It just wouldn't happen. Of course, we all know this wouldn't have happened if we took Schneedel. Schneedel is best healer. Because clearly. Okay, let's see what other sort of ridiculous... Enlightened alt-centrist shaman. Exactly, chat. Exactly. Okay, let's see what else we've got that we can potentially do for shits and giggles. We don't have low enough level Vestals to really do anything interesting with them. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what our pool is. Okay, we've got a pair of... We have a pair of Plague Doctors. Let's see what is amusing that comes with a pair of Plague Doctors at the end. Or in the beginning, or in the middle. There's got to be some builds with multiple Plague Doctors. I do enjoy multiple Plague Doctor runs. Ah! That's a thing that we can do. Yeah, you can still go into those rooms. It'll be fine. So we organize by class. We get all our lepers, and then we send them in with a couple of Plague Doctors. Because why wouldn't we? We can send the Black Plague to kill all of our enemies. That seems completely reasonable to me. So I think that's what we're going to do. Perfect. Yes, you definitely need Hugh, Josh. Because Hugh is amazing, and it allows you to kill all of the things. There we go. That's a proper build. Metal Sellers is already set up for a position 3. And Skimmer is already set up for a position 4. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, this team is basically already set up to go. So we shall send the Black Plague forth, and then I believe that I shall end the stream shortly thereafter. For time is getting on, and I actually have nothing else to do, but I'm going to pretend like I have something else to do. Maybe 2 lepers at the front would be the way to go when it comes to that Necromancer fight. Everyone gets heals, bonus heals, everything, bonus heals everywhere. Yeah, you might as well take that. There's no harm in it. Anything useful for you? Bonus healing! Bonus healing! We'll ignore the extra stress, you'll be fine. But, bonus healing! You can use the battlefield medicine. Look at all that bonus healing. You might hit 2 points instead of 1. It'll be great and amazing and stuff. Let's see if there's a short one that we can do. Anything that's got particular benefits. All Saints Day, Lost and Found. We can probably go with that. I'd prefer something that's not crazy long. But we'll go with that, because anything that gives you the town events is always good. So we'll roll the Black Plague out in the direction of the Cove. It is true, chat. I am just going to play the non-chat save file of the game. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Or, you know, there's other things that I could be doing instead, like, you know, buying myself Hellblade and then sitting and playing that for, like, the next 7 or 8 hours. You know, that's a thing that I could do as well. Yeah. Why would I not want to do that? Looks pretty fucking good. Since we were, you know, talking about walking simulators earlier. You must trigger a rant after this, or at the end of this. Hang on, surely triggering a rant after this or at the end of this would be the same thing, no? It's kind of the same point in time chronologically, because after this is the end of this. Unless you can do something successfully to do that. Or, chat, I can just ignore you. Okay, who has things which I really want to get rid of? You have one thing I would really like to get... Oh, Josh, come on! Josh 2 is not only the living embodiment of cancer, but he is also a cuck. He has a love interest at the brothel. Yes, Josh, I'm sure she really loves you too. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you're paying her. Honestly, I'm actually kind of amazed from a lore perspective that lepers are allowed in the brothel. You know, what with the whole contagious disease and everything. You know, you would have thought that might be a thing, but, no. Okay, I think it's probably going to be Mithrin and try to get rid of, Hagiomania. So we can do that. We'll take a swing. Hey! There you go, chat. Things are looking up. We got rid of the trait that we actually wanted to get rid of.
Wealth beyond measure.
It's true, chat. You should never fall in love with whores. They don't love you. They probably don't even like you. It's amazing. It is amazing what people will do for the money. There is an interesting question in the chat. If I had unlimited financial resources, no ethics standing in the way, and unlimited time, what would you love to research? That's an interesting thing to consider. Something which I really would like to actually do some research on, which I'm actually sort of seeing if I can cajole some folks into doing it, is actually to study ASMR. Like, actually do it properly. Because, you know, we know that there is, like, good evidence that humans sort of respond to sound in certain ways, and in all those sorts of various ways. There's all sorts of interesting little triggers and how it changes people's emotional states and things like that. And one thing which I would really love to do would be to get some folks together who think that they've got this thing, and then subject them to full EMG, fMRI sort of stuff, and actually see if the brain is doing something, because it's a wide enough observed phenomenon, or a wide enough reported on phenomenon, that I think it would be very interesting to see if there is some actual thing to it. I mean, obviously I already have my own hypotheses about it, and I think actually a lot of it is largely connected to sexual interest. I know that people try and deny that up and down, but, you know, I think there's a reason why most of the really popular people who do it happen to be, you know, just so happen by coincidence to be hot young women. I'm sure that's just a coincidence, guys. I'm sure that it is. It's a tame choice, yes, but it's something which hasn't been done yet. So I would like to do it. The problem is, because there is like no sort of sound, anything really on it at the moment, it's kind of difficult to sort of justify saying, hey, I want thousands of pounds so I can do this thing. It might not even exist, you know, it's difficult to justify doing that. It's not about sex. Yes, that is the reaction of the ASMR community whenever you say, do you think you're just doing this because you've got some, you know, hot girl whispering in your ear? You know, do you think that might not be a part of it? And especially since some of them will actually do, like look at some of the really popular videos, and some of it actually is like, you know, whispered petting and things like that, and it's like, yeah, these girls are kind of like giving you like the girlfriend experience whispering in your ear. So, oh, it makes me tingle and feel good. It's like, really, you think there is not a sexual component to that at all? Really? Really? That doesn't explain the number of ASMR people in the Bob Ross comment section. No, it doesn't. I'm not saying that it's entirely a sexual thing. It isn't. But I do think that that it will explain a fair amount of it. So it's just something which I would be interested to see. Like, to sort of more specifically, to actually see which parts of the brain are actually being stimulated, because that would give you a hell of a lot of information about sort of the underlying motivation of it. Sort of seeing which actual bits of the brain are going to light up. Because then you can get people, because people, you know, they'll deny things if you ask them direct questions about it, especially when it comes to like things like sex. People like to try and deny it and hide things for some reason, but you know, when you go down to the full level of, you know, actually seeing what's going on inside their brain, well, their brain doesn't lie. So, you know, good luck with that.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
But I'm still pretty sure that for a lot of people, it's more of a sexual reaction than anything else. What, you think that I have an ASMR channel running around? You need an EEG, right? Yes. Get yourself one of them, and you could probably find out a fair amount of it. You guys can't really do much. Well, you can purge, I guess. I think we just need, yeah, we kind of just need you to spam the heals. I mean, they're really shit, but, I mean, we'll go with it anyway. Just for shits and giggles. Because, you know, there's nothing quite as funny about getting healed like one unit at a time. Ah, that was some food. Okay, you can eat that, actually. That'll take care of some of our healing problem. I think we're going to run into the same problem we had with the Man-at-Arms Maximum Riposte and all that sort of stuff. No, but I want those things too. Yeah. My loot whore sense is... yeah. I guess we've already got a load of health stones, so we can just do that. It'll be easy. You listen to ASMR while you're porn surfing. I wish I could say I was surprised. I am not. But no, chat, I don't think that I could kickstart that. I mean, who knows, maybe I could, but the thing is I would then still have to have somewhere to... Really, bro? There we go, that's what we need. You have become courageous. Skimmer, most courageous gal, 2017. But I'm not entirely sure if I would be able to actually get that properly, like, crowdfunded and make all of the stuff happen. Because I'd still need to have a lab space, which is kind of like... yeah, good luck getting, you know, a... good luck finding somewhere just, you know, random place in the wild that you can set up all of that sort of stuff. It would be a hell of an effort, especially just for one person to do. So, not really practical. And also, some of the other problems is... one of the sort of biggest problems which I've been thinking about, because I thought about doing this quite a lot, because it is something that interests me, just to sort of see, if anything else. The problem is when you're putting someone into, like, one of those EEG cap things, you know, you're strapping all the little buttons to their head and all that sort of stuff, and when you also... I mean, my god, if you put someone inside, like, an MRI machine to sort of just observe the brain... I mean, that would obviously be an MRI, so you'd have to sort of check if someone was, like, healthy brain-wise, or if they had any sort of abnormalities, so you'd have to sort of do that, so that one wouldn't be full AMR, but putting them in something like an fMRI, or doing anything like that that would sort of measure their brain activity live, could really, like, mess with the results. And the reason is that, you know, and I think this also might come down partly to the sexual aspect of it, but a lot of people who do the whole ASMR bullshit thing, like, they have to be sort of really relaxed and comfortable, and you strap someone into one of these machines and you're like, it's okay, just relax. You know, they're not really going to. So, again, I think that's sort of really a problem like that. That could be something that really sort of could potentially really mess with your results. So many potentials, but also lots of things which could potentially be problems, and you'd basically be breaking into something completely new by yourself. That's not a very good sort of place to start. But, you know, I'd give it a go. If I had the opportunity, but that's the point of the question, you know. Unlimited funding, unlimited access to all of that sort of stuff. Interesting question, how many rape and sexual harassment charges would come after it? Probably many. Because, you know, strapping girls into machines, and it's like, I'm going to look inside your brain. Rape! You know, and no doubt some sort of bullshit about, like, doing sort of really weird shit, like sort of trying to say, oh, we're just going to see, like, what makes you tick when it goes to this thing. It's like, oh, but I find some of my triggers to be super embarrassing. It's like, well, too bad, you got to share them for the sake of the research. Do it. Yes. I could imagine that there would be some people who would get very triggered by that. You see me with a Nobel Prize in 2018 if my research breaks through. No, you probably won't. Like I said, I don't think that I'll ever be able to get any sort of go ahead to do anything like that. You don't believe that I don't already have a secret lair somewhere? Well, maybe I do, maybe I don't. That's for me to know and for you to find out. It'd be funny seeing as women are really into rape porn. Yes, but would they watch that for the ASMR? You know, the tingles in the brain? Probably not. I don't know. That's also why it would be really interesting to do. Would be to actually sort of see specifically what all those triggers are. But they do all seem to share a lot of commonality, and that is that they're sort of very low. They're very sort of low pitch, sort of just low volume, sort of quite low tone things. So that's why I'd be more sort of interested in, you know, is it specifically related, as I said, to like the sexual component for, say, a person, like whispering in your ear and thus giving you that sort of sexual stimulation that you then think is something else, or you deny is sexual for some reason, or is it something to do with a specific sound frequency? Sort of a specific tone, like a specific note, or is it like a specific spacing apart of sounds? You know, something along those lines. So, there's all sorts of things that could be investigated. It is true, chat, my Patreon money is, in fact, going to go towards funding a tropical island with a volcano somewhere. If only I hadn't got rid of those herbs. Oh well. Live and learn. And if the thing which I'm looking for isn't over here, chat is going to get to there and demand more food. Yep. I think we might actually just skip this fight. Oh, come on, I can't be bothered dealing with this shit. I just want to go and find the ward.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism.
There you go. Now walk backwards, chat. It's true, you have nothing to offer other than a corpse. Now go and be a corpse. Just walk backwards. I know it's going to be a really long and slow one, but, you know, you got to do it. Just put up with it. Why is turning around a thing which can't be done in this game? I also, one thing which I do love is there's no backwards walking animation. Really? Backtracking in a certain way made someone go insane. Game logic. Turning around in this hallway is impossible. Alright. Let's move on and try to find the last remaining quest item. Because we really don't have the healing to deal with, Oh, let's see. Told you. You'd get fucking hungry. Alright, we're gonna take our chance. And we're gonna see if Josh can survive maybe finding the ward somewhere. Honestly, if Josh dies as a result of this, I find myself unable to care. Really, chat? Okay, I think Josh might die now. It's fine, it's only Josh, guys. No one cares. It's his trigger walking backwards. I think it might actually be, chat. Alright, that was good. That was a good swing. I think this might be potentially really bad. Oh my god. Bro, come on. Give yourself the solemnity. There you go. Josh 3 incoming. Yes, chat, I really do think that it is. Really should have Battlefield Medicine that dude at the front. He might die now. That one's on me if it does. Okay, chat is doing very well at dodging all of the murder. I kind of need you to pass, but I don't want you to, because you'll go insane as well. Okay, lots of swapping around here. We're gonna play a bit of musical chairs, it seems. No, we're not running, chat. You'll be fine. I mean, you're only fairly likely to die.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
But look, we can actually get people into the correct order now to murder things. There we go. See, it's fine. Look. We're sorting everything out. And we have a very brave person at the back here. Okay, if you die now, then I have zero sympathy for you because you turned down healing. Seriously, if you die here, not my problem. Alright. It's okay. I believe we can do all of the things. Chill out. Really, bro? But it's okay, we can get you away from death's door. You can heal yourself. There you go. Who needs HP anyway?
And now the true test. Hold fast or expire.
Chill out, chat. You don't need to run. You'll be fine. Maybe. Potentially. Death by mob or by heart attack? I don't know. I think you'd be more likely to have a death by mob than a death by heart attack here. Actually, no, maybe death by heart attack would be more likely, because, well, it depends if they're good enough to target, two guys with an attack in a row. Which, if they do, then you're quite likely to die, but we've got enough heals to keep ourselves away from zero. And the difference between living and dying is only 1 HP anyway, so as long as we can forever go to death's door and back up, we can keep the fight going, so it's not a problem. He's going to blight out this turn now, and that guy's going to blight out next turn anyway, so we've already won. So there you go. See, all of chat for all of its, oh, run away, you can't win. We've just won. We have literally just won this fight. There you go. Did we need to run? No, we didn't. That's not going to take him all the way down, so that's going to be fine. What really matters is where we find the ward. That's going to be... Ugh. The problem is where we find the ward. If we find it in an empty room, we'll be okay. If we find it in a room with a fight, then the fight is going to be the problem. It's going to be in that room, isn't it? It's going to be in the last sodding room. This is the same thing that happened last time. God damn it.
Packs full of steel.
Everyone just had a heart attack. They got too stressed from not eating. Oh, god damn it, chat. God damn it. Alright, well now we have to abandon.
We fall so that we may learn to pick ourselves up once again.
You see, chat, you guys, you eat too damn much, I keep telling you. You need to eat less. But the important thing is we won that fight that one time. Yeah. So there you go. We are actually winners. It's very frustrating that that thing was not in that room, but oh well. Oh well. It was all just kind of RNGing on where the location of that ward was. We did not get lucky. We went to, what? 3 extra rooms? And no, it was just like... No, it was just like... No, it's in the last room. So, yeah, we tried. We tried the, we tried to get our luck going with where it was, and it didn't work. But who cares? It was 2 level 0s who died, so who gives a fuck? We can replace them. More importantly, we can replace them with multiple highwaymen, which means we can do the next stupid thing and do rotating point-blank shots, because it's funny.
Persistent.
In fact, we've got 3 of them.
Traits for a rogue.
Can I just point out 2 names, Montague and Mortague and Montague. That amuses me greatly. Just by pure chance, there are 2 people with nigh identical names who have showed up at the exact same time. Chat is completely correct. Fat acceptance strikes again. Fat acceptance was the reason why you just failed. You got too used to being able to stuff your faces all the time, and then when it was like, no, you've just gotta go without a meal now, and suddenly it was, nah, can't do it. See, chat, this is why we need to sort out your discipline. You're not very good. You are not very disciplined at all. Alright, let's see what we've got dibs-wise. I will actually try and give you a capital this time. There we go. And next person. Shall we call them Thompson and Thompson? One of them has to be Josh 3. Really? Really, do we have to have Josh 3? I suppose so, because at least then we know who's going to die. Like, repeatedly. We know who to blame for all of the failure. Joshes have not had a very good run here. One of them was eaten by a fish, and the other one just died because he couldn't stop shoveling food into his face. They're not exactly the most... They're not exactly the best of deaths that you could hope for here. You know, so... Not good, guys. It's not good. We need to sort out chat a little bit. Anyway, I do believe that I am going to end this nya, because I'm getting tired. I have no idea what the time is. It's 10:30, and I kind of want to go and buy myself some game, so that I can actually do that. I can actually play the Hellblade. So, I'm not saying that I'm going to go and do that after the stream ends, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go and do that when the stream ends, maybe. Or you never know, chat. Maybe if you're really good, if you're really lucky, then maybe, chat, I might play that game for you, so you can see what it's like. Would you like that, chat? Would you like me to play all of the games for you? Would it stimulate you? Would it please you? Would you get great enjoyment from it, chat? Just a few little questions there for you. And you see, it was relevant because the ASMR things and jokes, and you see, I pull it all back around. See, we link all of the things together on these streams. Let no one say that we don't achieve a lot on this. We get chat killed repeatedly for my amusement, because that's the entire point of this. You know, we intentionally do all of the stupid things because it's funny and because it results in all of the deaths, which makes it hilarious. And we get to do all the interesting things. So there we go. And now chat is getting all of the tingles. You're not getting an ASMR stream, chat. It's not happening. And, well, if I am giving you all of the ASMR tingles, you might just be gay. So, that's a thing that you've known about yourself now. It is true, chat. I'm trying to get free test subjects. Would you like me to subject you to tests? Would you like to submit to me, chat? Would you like to sub for me so that you can be my test subject, my little plaything in the lab? I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you, chat? I bet you'd enjoy that. Being used, degraded for science. And I'm going to end that there because chat is enjoying themselves far too much, and we can't have that. It's not about fun, damn it. We're doing video games. There's nothing fun about this. Is serious business. Yeah. Anyway, chat, I will see you all the next time whenever I get around to doing something. So, yay. Bye.